Hi, welcome to this edition of At the Mic. I'm your host, Keith Malinak, joined for the Friday live stream. Boom, David Cuesta
Here
of
I
the
am.
Alex Cuesta Show. And boom, Tim Young from, I guess, what is the best? Do I say just Tim runs his mouth on Twitter?
Yeah, you can just find it anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the podcast and stuff too. I mean, I have a deal with American Greatness, and sometimes I even do the podcast there.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys.
I was just watching. Sorry,
Huh?
I'm not. I know I said I was going to be nice today, and I am going to be nice today. But I was literally I was going to try to play the Pat Gray Unleashed theme, and I went to his page, and because I was like, that's what I'm familiar with. You like when I watch the morning, I know that song. So like when I host radio in the mornings, you know that I like tune in to you to see what you guys are talking about in case I miss something because you're a great producer. And I went in and there's just a video of Pat and Jeffy in a Mercedes Benz. I don't understand what's happening there.
Oh, that was a like a auction or something.
Yeah. No, but I was like looking for the theme song because every time like I'm your most loyal viewer probably on Pluto TV, at least in the Dallas area. And I made that joke when I was at the sorry, I know this is your show and I've now talked for a minute 10 of
I invited you. I knew what I was getting into, bro.
But like I did Steve Dace's birthday and I was making fun of everybody, including the network. And I said they should send me a thank you note for being their viewer here in town. Because I literally have the Blaze on in the background all day long.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. When are you going to change the beginning to Pat Gray to have like changing shoes and dresses like the new Sarah Gonzalez opening? See, I watched the product.
See, you're going to need to stop freeloading and just become a Blaze subscriber. See?
But see, here's the thing. It's free on Pluto TV. Like it's literally free. All free. Like I watch it like a channel.
I feel like before we get any deeper into this, which by the way, thank you to all those of you who are joining us. You're in the live stream, you're chatting, and in fact, let me do this properly here. There we go. Welcome to the Friday live stream. So I feel like before we go much further, I need to remind all three of us that YouTube frowns upon what my 98-year-old Nana refers to as ugly talk, because that's where we all three of us, I think, have a.
I'm not going to say. Look, I'm looking. By the way, I'm going to one up you. Like, look at this. Hold on, Julie for Everett. I'm reading the comments too because I'm actually I know how to interact with an audience. Keith Malinak.
What? Well, now wait a timeout. I interact with the audience, not necessarily during the show.
Ed McCrae has it on all the time. And McCrae does that too. He watches it on Pluto.
It's a whole show. Just read every comment that comes in.
Here we are. So, okay. So let me introduce you guys to the audience here, just in case they aren't familiar. Which, how could you not be with these two fine, upstanding gentlemen? First of all, Mr. David Cuesta. I was a guest on you and your brother's show, the Alex Cuesta Show.
Yep.
I am curious though, why it's named after your older brother and it's not a dual thing. What's the deal there, man?
So it's named after him. Mainly because I'm a little flaky and I don't always want to do like shows all the time. He's actually pressuring doing it.
At least he's honest.
So okay. I've had ideas of doing a ton of stuff and I've just never done things. So he gets pissed off about that. And so it's his show. I've told him it's his show and I just come on to.
Where's the best place to catch? Is it? I mean, just you go to anywhere that the podcast is
on every platform. I like to use YouTube for everything, so I will suggest YouTube. But we're everywhere. He found a way to put it as many platforms as possible.
Alex Cuesta Show on Twitter, and then there's the troublemaker Tim Young. And I'm just curious, Tim. Well, first of all, is the best place to get you? Is it just go to your Twitter page, right? Tim runs his mouth.
Yeah. And then also, I'm commenting. Oh, this comment failed to post. I don't understand. Am I blocked from posting? I've been like posting nice things actually.
No, I'm seeing hi everyone from you at
you can go subscribe to me at Tim runs his mouth on here. So
it says I'm going to not swear today. I'm working hard.
Look at that. I see now you decided to read the chat for once. See, I know how to interact. I'm here. I'm a man of the people. Keith.
This is good. This is fun.
And I'm here to interact with these people. These fine. I
appreciate it.
What are they doing on a Friday? I mean, tuning in.
They're hanging out with us.
God bless them all.
God bless them all. So I've heard, you do stuff on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
You're kind of like I don't know, a better way to say this, a talking head that people turn to for opinions, right?
That's kind of what it is. I don't know how I got there though. So like it just kind of like happened, right? Like I just like had a Twitter and then Trump retweeted me and things took off and then a bunch of other stuff happened and
okay.
Trump
And by the
retweeted
way,
me a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's retweeted me 0 times, but
Oh, it's because you're not important, Keith.
That's a fact.
I actually the coolest thing, to be honest with you. So 2 cool things. First time he retweeted me, I was in a Salvation Army in Lexington, Kentucky, and I got texts from people and they're like, what the heck? It just happened. And I'm like, what? Because I had all my notifications turned off.
How cool.
And I was more interested in looking in like used board games.
Yeah. What was the tweet about?
Something about the witch hunt. Something about the witch hunt. Back in the day. I was like, they're going to end up investigating all 68 million people that voted for him in 2016.
That's almost accurate.
And then I know, right? Yeah. And then I was his first retweet after the first debate he had with Joe Biden. And that was that was the cool one. Because I was cool. Like, if you ever wonder how biased the media is, rewatch Chris Wallace's performance tonight or something like that. Mm-hmm. And to think like, again, like it's, and I like had gone to the bathroom and came out and my phone had exploded from people being like, he retweeted you. Like, it's like weird.
How long were you in the bathroom?
Yeah, really?
I was shaving I had my clippers out to shave my face because I was getting ready for because I don't actually use a razor. I just use clippers. And so you're welcome for that. And and so I was in the bathroom and like I came out and my stuff was blowing up and I was like, what happened? And like that's a really cool because like again, like I tweet and like I don't see it anymore because everybody's verified and you can't really see like what famous people hate you or not. Mm-hmm. But right. Like I wish there was still like a sectioned off area of verified on. Sorry guys, if you're paying $8 or $16 for Twitter, but because I want to see when real famous people like, because that's how I got like connected with like my friends at like WWE and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I get my free tickets to WWE now because I was like, oh my god, these guys follow me. They like my stuff, but no. So I came out and like it's just kind of cool, and it's such a weird thing to think like I'm sitting at home, my apartment, like tweeting about the debate. And like the guy who was like the current sitting president who was in the debate saw it and hit the old button on it. That's wild to me.
Yeah. So no, it's cool how social media. That's one of the cool things about social media. It's really gotten us closer. By the way, I'd like to point out, at no point in the last couple of minutes has Tim interacted in the chat room. It's like he's been busy doing something else. But anyway, so you were on because if people have probably seen you and maybe didn't realize it. You make a lot of appearances like on Newsmax and stuff. Weren't you on there recently?
Yeah. What was I talking about there?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask you. That's what my follow-up was going to be. What were you talking about?
Remember?
I get invited. So like, and this is again, I have a Keith. So I never want to come off like a jerk. I just edited myself there. I never want to come off like a jerk or like I'm like egotistic or anything. But Keith gets it, right? Because Keith's in media and I'm in media and I've been in media now for, I wrote my first op-ed at 14. So it was almost 30 years ago that I wrote my first op-ed.
Wow. Very cool. What was it about? Do you remember?
Yeah. I actually got a pedophile teacher fired.
Well, for you, bro. That's better than mine.
Starting early.
My first one was about expansion teams or something in sports.
Yeah.
It's close.
It's close. Yeah. So my very first op-ed I wrote, there was a science teacher, who's my homeroom teacher, who ran like the student government stuff, and he would take kids to his cabin, like in the woods, like in West Virginia, David. And you guys
probably not my part.
No, not your part. No, the
further west
in the molester part. And I thought it was weird and inappropriate, and so I wrote a little article on it, and he got fired like 2 months later. Turns out I was right. So that's crazy. Right. That's like a crazy first thing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a splash right there. Oh, yeah. I thought what you were going to mention because you started this, saying, hey, what's that?
I mean, I've done, dude. Do you want to see my favorite hit ever? I can share screen, right?
Yeah, but before you do that, I thought you were going to say that your biggest adventure, your biggest splash, never mind a president retweeting you or commenting on you, what have you. I thought you were going to talk about how episode 110 of At the Mic, which is available here on this YouTube channel.
We taped it twice, right? That's when we became friends.
So we did a recording, okay, and I just want the audience to know this. We did the recording. I lost the recording. I said, Tim, can we re-record it? And then
I got nasty the first time.
Well, I was going to leave that part out of it.
No, I was nasty the first time, and I apologize because, like, I'm a jerk sometimes, and then I know when I'm a jerk. Some people don't. Some people think that I'm a jerk all the time. I'm not. It's like 60-40.
So bottom line is, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to say that between us rescheduling it, I said, oh, I found it. And you said, no, we're going to do it again. And it actually did turn out better. So I just wanted to say it worked out for the audience as opposed to it could have gone the other way. Okay, so you wanted me to
see my favorite ever.
All right, ready to add it? Here we go.
It's added. Ready? And make sure my volume's up. I was on In Focus on the One American Network with this girl who calls herself Allison Rage Page. Right?
Okay.
There you go. Ready? This is my favorite.
We have a video of him at a recent meeting. I'd love to play that and then we'll get your reaction.
I'm going to mute your mic, Tim.
I call this hearing of the U.S. Senate Subcommittee and Food. I thank you for your leadership on this committee, and I look forward to working with you to pass a farm bill.
That is a United States senator. I'm convinced, actually, maybe he's not even on weed. Is he on fentanyl? I mean, there's something else going on here. What's happening?
Well, he had a stroke.
We have a video.
That's
Is she not aware?
Yeah.
No, she wasn't.
Oh man.
So that was like my favorite hit. I was never invited back to One America.
Oh. Well, I mean, he had a stroke.
But like the pause,
no.
so there was a delay anyway, but there was like a pause. And like and then I did the extra pause.
Yeah.
Like, you moron.
Perfect pause.
You don't have that
awesome.
problem. You don't have that problem with the Blaze. One America, they're just hiring like, I think one girl got a job because they literally saw her in a casino commercial. I'm not making this up.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where the story was going, David.
He was worried.
They saw her. ... Oh no! What are we
she was
doing
like
here?
A casino commercial, and they were like, "You'd be great for conservative TV." And like, apparently, they also like hired like a mechanic recently to like be like some on air. Like, we're missing out. Keith, we're on the wrong networks. I'm telling you, like, we're just like. Apparently, you can be on air talent at One America if you just happen to like serve fries the right way at McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm proud of your camera there for not zooming in unnecessarily that time when you held your can up there, because your camera's interesting. Like when you put your hand up or something. There you go. Look at that. Oh my gosh, dude! How much time do you spend messing with that camera?
I haven't had time to. So. But yeah,
well, then maybe you should learn it during the show today. We could experiment with it and stuff and see what it can do.
It's really great, by the way. When I do lives, nobody chimes in.
It's probably because you're such a jerk. That's what I heard.
It's probably because I don't have any viewers.
Okay. All right. Stop.
That could be a reason.
Hang on a second. Your setup there. Is that in the same room that you and I have been in the past? Because where's all the bourbon and whatnot?
Yeah, the bourbon room's down the hallway. We covered this in pre-show in our 40 minutes of pre-show, Keith.
40 minutes pre-show. Yeah, so when did you set this up? I've never been to that room.
This is this is Alex's office, actually. This is her, and I also
gave you her office for the show today.
Well, I've got my broadcasting stuff, my like pro broadcasting stuff is here. I got my Rodecaster 2 and stuff, and like. I mean, I got
that bourbon room is one of my favorite places in the entire world.
Well, it's mine too, but then the Wi-Fi kind of sucks getting to it, and then I had to add Wi-Fi to get it. So like Wi-Fi is like 5 times more powerful in this room, even though I've expanded the other room. So, but I'm not drinking too because I'm like I realized I'm a chonk the other day, and then by the way, I should just shut up and let David talk at some point.
No, you're good. The runs his mouth. It's understandable. I'm fine with that.
But that's true. Like when I get the excellent producing from when I fill in for SiriusXM, and I get the excellent producing from Keith Malinak by watching his show and stealing everything, and then occasionally texting him and being like, "Hey, can you send me some documents from what you were working on this morning so I can use them on air?"
You're welcome.
Because my very kind SiriusXM producers, they just dial it in.
I just appreciate you. I appreciate you looking at the prep. Okay, so
I can go for like an hour and a half now without any kind of callers.
No, I'm talking about when you watch Pat Gray Unleashed. I appreciate you using the prep that I send you after the fact. So you get it's like it gets looked at. Now let me ask you this: you referenced that you're gaining some weight there.
Mm-hmm. I'm losing it now.
But that's what I was going to ask you. How are you? Are you? Tell me you're not actually hitting the gym.
I'm going to the gym every day.
Oh. What do you do at the gym?
You lift weights.
That's a good question. Some people do
cardio, and then you lift weights. There's a thing. They have all these machines there.
Do you put on a tripod and then call people out if they look at you ever?
Yeah, I do. I'm like, stop looking at my snatch. That's an okay word.
It'll slip.
But it's I used to actually go
15 minutes
all the time in law school. No, I'm not doing Ozempic. Dude, Wombat Mom, I'm a chunk right now. I'm up like 40 pounds since I met Alex. So
how's she feeling about that?
Oh, she's fine with it. She loves me for who I am. No, she's fine with it. She actually said if I didn't want to go to the gym, I didn't have to. And I'm like, okay, sure.
Do your hand thing. I want to see the camera move around. Can you give us a tour of the office?
I can't talk about like you don't want to hear conversation from me. You just want to see the camera move.
Well, you can talk to us while the camera's moving.
Are your cameramen that lazy at Pat Gray Unleashed that you don't see cameras move back and forth?
Let me see the office. I haven't seen this room.
You have seen it. You saw it in the 40 minutes we had ahead.
No, it was like a quick little SpongeBob. Oh heavens!
So there's the TV. That's the TV where I watch Pluto TV.
Oh, thank you. There it is.
And then there's
why isn't this your office? Oh, look at that camera, man. It's smooth.
Okay. And then hold on. Over here is actually that's a signed Keebler elf by the guy who did the voice of Ernie. I got it from
that's cool.
I forget his name, but he's dead. And
What's
then,
he look like? Well, never mind.
Well, the guy who did Ernie, he was on the Andy Griffith show.
Oh, who was he?
Hold on.
Don't make me Google stuff. You Google it. Yeah, we'll just look at your collection.
Walker Edmondson.
Yeah, sure. Anyway. What character?
I don't know. I didn't watch the show.
Oh, I used to watch it all the time. Like the whole family would watch it.
So that's a Danhausen mask, in case you're wondering. If I really like Danhausen. This guy's a pro wrestler who, now I've lost control. This guy. Oh, you know why? It sees the face and it thinks it's focusing on her face.
Oh, that is.
I just figured that out. All right, there we go. All right, here we go.
That is so wild.
So okay, so I'll talk from the top down. So there's a Trump ornament from back in the day, from when he had The Apprentice. And then Chester on the dresser from Cheetos. It was a advertising thing. Then I think that's Lego set like number 65 or something. That's like a really old Lego set. And hold on.
Cool. Ooh, Terrence and Phillip.
Excuse me. You're welcome. This is what happens. I move the camera, it gets dusty. It's Terrence and Phillip there. And a bunch of Funko Pops and Wrestlers, because I slowly collect wrestling toys on clearance. You see a lot of Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior there. And then those are wacky racers from like Hardee's back in the day. I don't think I can zoom in anymore. They're at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then more Macho Man toys. I really like Macho Man. I have a replica jacket of his. And Seinfeld, a Seinfeld Pop, Funko Pop level. And then it kind of gets hard to see because it gets down on the end of the. Then these are like baseball cards or cards from back in the day. And OG Transformers too, but Dick Tracy, Ghostbusters. Oh, and underneath of it there, you can barely see kind of a corner of it. It says D-Day. It's a freaking board game. I got this from a Goodwill in like Alabama or something, and it's called.
How much time do you spend at Goodwills?
That's what I do for fun. I mean, to be honest with you, but anyway, so that D-Day game is it. I think the tagline is change. You could possibly change history or something like that. You could change. Will it end up the same? So basically, like the Germans could win D-Day in that board game. It's awful.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow. And what's the name of that game?
D-Day. It's the D-Day.
It's just called D-Day. Sorry.
D-Day, the board game. It's probably worth a bunch because nobody would buy it. It's worth $45.
I think you should lock yourself
for an old board game.
Here, hold on. I will do the so that you can see it. This is a great show, by the way. I love this.
Tim runs his mouth.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can put it on.
Yeah, you can put it up. Now you can change World War II history in this realistic invasion game. You can change history.
No.
Like the point of the game is like, oh hey, by the way, you know how you didn't like how D-Day ended up? Okay, we got a board game.
Okay, hang on. I used to play this game. I forgot what it was. Just a Civil War game. It was like a rudimentary. It was just one step up from Zork or whatever it was called. Remember that? Anyway, and you could. And I was always the South, not because I had Southern sympathies, but because it was more of a challenge to win the game with less troops. And Tanner is not happy with that revelation, but it was. You would try to win it and box Lincoln into a corner until he surrendered at the end, and that was tough, man. But does that make me?
You realize this expanded to video games, right? Like, there's a game called Hearts of Iron 4 where you can take control of any country during World War II, and like see them through that time. And
Hearts of what?
Hearts of Iron 4.
Could you be like Zimbabwe?
Anyway. Yeah,
and try.
And do nothing.
Actually, it might. I can't remember. I haven't played it.
But you could be a really small country.
Yes. You could be basically anyone on that map, and then figure out what you have to do to survive.
So let's say you're Belgium, right? And then you get a wild hair, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to start attacking allies too. Then could you go out on your own and try to win it on your own?
Probably try to do that. It might not be a good idea. The game's not easy.
So wait a minute. I've got a mess back here. Tim's got a more appropriate. It's just kind of, it's got stuff, but it's not a mess like mine.
A mess.
Alex Cuesta show background is just like a.
Well, his background, Alex's background has a lot of stuff on it. Mine has a lot, but you got to use your imagination. It's all for the viewer to decide what they want to see. So I'm really just whatever the viewer wants,
No, that's a cop out. We need something.
Well, of course it's a cop out.
We need something back there. We need something back there.
They can't see anything. Yeah, I'll put something back there at one point. I have too much stuff to just throw up, and then.
Hold on a second. Oh wait, I didn't click. I didn't see that one. What does it say on the Civil Days? Yeah, there you go. It looks like that game. I've heard everybody I know loves that game. I've never played it. I bet I would love Oregon Trail. What am I looking for? I just saw a comment there. Oh, there it is, Julie. Keith looks like he's living in a college dorm. I think everywhere I end up going, it ends up looking like a college dorm. Hang on, what did that say?
Put that back. Piece of sandstone from they did a fundraiser in the 60s for the Capitol.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, I've got all sorts of stuff back here. I've got like I have again, like I'm a hoarder, except the stuff is cool.
Except the stuff is cool.
Yeah. This is my grandfather's compass, actually, from World War II.
I thought he was about to show us his ashes, David.
No.
This is my grandfather's ashes. That is cool, man.
That's my grandfather. He was on the USS Alcor, and
your camera's loving this
compass. Oh, I know.
It's lost its mind, bro. What is going on?
Bring it back, camera. I don't know what's happening here.
How do you get your camera to behave? I just got a text. Sure. My youngest daughter is now a driver.
Oh,
nice.
Congrats.
Yeah, I now have it's going to be great because now I'm going to have 3
even more
children
worries
under the age of 21 with on my insurance. So that's going to be cheap. So I think we'll talk to Tim's hat the rest of the day.
Dude, okay, so did this happen? You said this happened on one of your shows?
Yeah, Glenn has a camera like that at the ranch or something, and one day like there was like a half an hour where it was doing fun stuff.
You just have to get it. Like I learned now how to get it under control, but like it's like you have to click out of it and then click back. Now I have dude, like I have like an original animation cell when they only did one season of animation cells, hand drawn and hand painted cells for SpongeBob, and I have one of those here. A lot of the stuff like I get for nothing and then ends up being worth money because like that cell, and I think you guys saw it earlier. I'll hold on, I'll go up. It's kind of up there.
SpongeBob. Yeah, that's what I saw earlier.
I got that for like $10 once, and like now those things are like a couple hundred, especially if they have main characters and stuff on them. So I need to sell things. That's my problem. If anybody out there in the comments section wants to help me sell things,
yeah, then why are you always like? I bet you're right now. I guarantee you're buying stuff.
Shelf.
What are you buying right now? Admit it. What are you doing right now? You're probably shopping.
Are we looking for something?
No, I've been.
I bet he's got eBay up right now.
No, well, you know that I have Shop Goodwill up, and that's a setup. But by the way, I'm doing an event tomorrow, and
next time he does this, David, I'm muting his mic for 5 minutes. Put him in timeout. I hate him so much.
What?
That's a setup, by the way. The way Keith just kind of see, Keith do something really smoothly, and then I go and blow it up.
Well, so look, there you go. Julie Forever. It's going to help. Look, you want to put up that real quick? That's just like, so this is something I got the other day on Shop Goodwill. Share my screen.
I'm trying to.
So I got these like pewter cups for $9, and like they're from the Senate. They're like United States Senate pewter cups.
Yeah. How do you even think to look for this stuff, bro? Do you have like keywords?
Whiskey.
That'll help. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's really cool.
But like there's stuff. Hold on, I'll show you. Okay, so hold on. Shipped orders. There's a really cool item that I got a while ago. So this was $12.99, right? Hold on. And it was like it cost more to ship it, so it's $37. Have you seen this in my house, Keith?
I don't think so. That looks cool, man.
So it's a painting from a local artist in Minnesota. It's layered and it's an LED sign. And so it lights up and there's like layers to it. It's really wild.
Oh my gosh.
I literally just put in the base bid, $12.99. Auction ended with one bid, and it cost me more to ship it. It cost me like $25 to ship it. Yeah.
I've never been to that website there. That's cool.
Shop Goodwill is so much fun.
My problem is I'll see something I want, and then I think I have to lay low until the last minute in case everybody else is going to try to.
No,
you see what I'm saying?
I want to be one of them.
This was another.
And then I forget to go back. Then I forget.
This is a gavel. So like the juice was in the. It's an Ezra Books gavel, and the juice was in the top of the gavel, and it comes with a wood thing. It came like in a box and everything. And it's just like wild stuff. And the problem is, again, like I'll put in the base bid on it and win. Costs more to ship it.
Wow. That's awesome.
I'm gonna need to start using that website.
Does your bid show up, or can you hide it or something until the last minute?
Oh, I wait till the last minute. I've been doing this stuff for.
But you can set it up. I bet you can set it up, time it, so you don't have to sit there and hover over the thing at the last minute like I do.
Yeah, well, I sometimes.
I bet there's a way.
Yeah, there's stuff, but like, I'm trying to think if there's anything else really cool that I got recently, but like I just get like, so my other problem is lately that I've been I do offers on eBay, and sorry, we have topics, right? At some point, sorry, I'm going.
This is fine, man. This is supposed to be lighthearted stuff. I mean, this is better than talking about the 3 biggest news stories. Although I do want your opinions on all the news that broke yesterday. That was crazy.
Okay, so yeah, and I'll have lots to say about it. But so like recently, I put in like stuff. So this is a really cool one.
I don't know. Hold on, dogs. They are so loud.
All right. They don't
see.
Like
Tanner's barking from up here because he's too lazy to go downstairs and deal with it. He's letting the little Chihuahua, the Chihuahua Beagle, go take.
Okay, so this.
Can you not? There he goes.
He needs to be heard.
All right. Sick him, boy. Sick him. I have no idea. So continue.
So I collect vintage, David. I collect vintage and like rare advertising for whiskey, not just the whiskey. So throw up that screen there. Keith.
Hang on.
So they took some bad pictures of this.
What?
This is from the 40s or 50s. Can't figure it out yet. And you put the bottle in it. It's kind of like a bottle glorifier for Old Stag. And it's made of steel, heavy as crap. And so I eat this stuff up. So this guy, I got this for like $39 and $35 shipping, which is a little high for me. But if you do like somebody else is selling it. We'll just say the old. So if I do Old Stag Lantern, I think somebody else is selling it for like $400. And that's like
yeah.
Whoa! I hope that guy didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of like and the thing is, my fiance, who's very kind, she like I'll be like I just have to kind of stop looking at things. We'll just put it that way because like I find
you have a problem. You have a problem.
I mean,
okay,
night,
so
no, go ahead.
Last night, what? Tell us.
Last night I went to Walmart, and I'm like a master of the Walmart clearance aisle.
Yeah, I love that place so much, dude.
We got a 36 bottle wine fridge that normally is $300 for $120 on the clearance rack. And I brought it home, and she's like, just bring wine with it. And I'm like, fine. So like we have a wine fridge downstairs now next to our cigar humidor that like looks classy as hell. Yeah, so
that is so cool. So I mean, I went to the clearance aisle. I happened to be on the Walmart clearance aisle the day after, or maybe 2 days after the Cowboys just looked like garbage in the playoffs to the Packers, and they had Cowboys hats. I tweeted out a picture of that on clearance. It was hysterical. But yeah, I love this, man. I love this lighthearted end of the week stuff. That was the whole point of this podcast. But like I just alluded to, I do want to get you guys' take, because I know you got your finger on the pulse. You follow the news. Is Trump going to end up being on the ballot in all 50 states based on what you saw with the Supreme Court yesterday in the ballot hearing out of Colorado?
I'm going to let David talk.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they really have a choice in that matter. They don't seem to have the ability to pick that apart and try to make sure he can't be on the ballot. So they're going to keep him on, at least SCOTUS wise. I don't know if they're going to try to find any other way to get him off the ballot, but I don't think the Supreme Court could really do anything about it.
Well, I've lost my whiteboard. I was going to write down, predictions here. So
Karl Rove.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Karl Rove here. So let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Do you have a final vote tally? Which way this is going to go, David?
I think Trump's going to be on all ballots. I think this is
no. What's the Supreme Court vote going to be?
Oh, I think it's actually going to be
9-0,
really lopsided. I think it's probably
5-4.
going to be 9-0 probably.
9-0. Okay. Tim?
6-3.
That's what I wrote.
He's going to be on. It's going to be. I mean, you're telling me what as a woman is going to vote for?
I know what is a woman. Yeah, she's gonna vote.
Everybody
Sotomayor.
That's where that came from. Was Ketanji Brown Jackson not being able to define a woman?
Mm-hmm. Right. Sotomayor, Brown Jackson, and Roberts are going to be your three, I think. Yep, that's my guess. Okay, so how about because Roberts is always going to side on the side that he knows where he can hide. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, look, it won't affect the outcome, but I can say I tried. Roberts. Okay, so initial thoughts on the Tucker Carlson Vladimir Putin interview, and then we'll get back to the biggest story from yesterday.
20 trillion people watched it. That's, by the way, the numbers, the Twitter numbers are so sorry, I stopped myself from swearing. You can hear when I put the brakes on.
No, that's good. That's good stuff.
Like they're like, and I even like tweeted today like 120 million views. Whoa. Like it's like that. So you're telling me that like no, that's just not real. Like good for him.
Is that not impressions? That is actually
impressions. It's not.
So like how many people? So like if I scroll over it 5 times, it shows up 5 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what. Okay, I don't like that. But
I wonder what the actual viewership numbers look like, because like I also like credit to Tucker Carlson because I kind of skipped through it, right? Because I didn't. Why would I watch? I don't care.
I actually watched the whole thing.
You did?
Me too, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, what I do is I let awesome producers like watch it and then clip the good parts and then I don't have to watch it because I trust the production of Keith Melanek. But like I don't know how Tucker pulled it off, because I couldn't pull it off where the guy's speaking in a foreign language. I would like start drifting off and listening to the translator in my head instead of staring at the guy the entire time. Which, by the way, Tucker Carlson's got some really goofy looks when he's like doing those interviews.
Yeah,
he's very intense.
You could see when he's thinking of something to say.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, I've got a resting bastard face, so I mean, I have no room to talk there. I'm constantly, looking angry when I'm not. So, but I know you're right. He's always, I think he's just concentrating. Yeah, and I appreciate it. Yeah. I thought it was a very interesting interview right through to the very end. So if you get a chance, Tim, I think you'll enjoy it.
I don't.
Maybe you might listen to it while you're shopping on the good.
Why is it so controversial now to talk to Putin? Because he went to war. Because like Megyn Kelly did it a couple of years ago when she tried to make a name. Mm-hmm. But it's like sort of like this is where like Western journalists go to make a name for themselves, right? Because Megyn Kelly did that shtick, and now like, I mean, good for Tucker. He's making money, but it's like so obvious that he's just doing stuff for the clicks at this point. Like it's just, and I don't blame him because that's where the money comes from, right? So like. I just like when he did like the Andrew Tate interview. I'm like, oh god, like
I care about that.
I did not watch that. I wasn't gonna spend time. Watching that.
Man, you guys sound like beta males. You probably also drink government water. You ever seen that? You ever seen his?
No.
No, I didn't see that one.
He's like, he tests who like real men are by whoever drinks sparkling water versus government water. It's like only poor people drink government water. Also, he says that in you shouldn't cook for yourself. You should just go get like a $5 rotisserie chicken and eat that and continue working. Because like, what is it? Not time is money. It's something like, I forget what it is, but like, it was so stupid. Like his advice is like, he doesn't, the accent's fake, right? Like everything's fake about that.
I've never really looked into him very much. I've only seen so many things. And I was just like, I don't need to worry about this.
What you should worry about is that there's a generation of like conservative, I wouldn't call them like alpha males, but like kind of like video game weebs who like watch Andrew Tate and think that like being a womanizer is the way to go.
Yes, but I feel like that delusion gets broken very quickly once they actually try those things. So then, that's the thing. It gets broken very quickly. So then they might actually just stop being that way very soon after they start thinking those things.
That's an interesting take, David. Yeah. Okay. So we saw, I'm assuming, Tim, I watched for you the Joe Biden press conference last night.
I didn't watch that.
That was the most. So, okay, here's my question. Will Joe Biden be president of the United States on March 1st?
Yes.
Okay. David? Then I have a quick follow-up.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Will Joe Biden finish out his term? Okay, let me back up. We're not talking about his health. We're just talking about will he resign or finish his term?
Yes.
He will resign?
No, he's going to finish his term.
Finish his term? Okay.
No.
The way things are trending, I think he won't finish his term.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this whole thing was a setup for him. I think that they have gotten all the usefulness that they can out of him, and I think that this whole thing was a setup by people in his own party, really. And I think that they saw this as the best way to. They knew that this stuff was going to end up being in here, I contend. And I think this is going to pave the way for Michelle Obama to be the nominee. I think Kamala will be the president for a very short time. And part of the deal is, hey, we'll make you president, but you're not going to be on the ballot. It's going to be fascinating. We are a nation that is just unraveling. That I think we can agree on.
Mm-hmm.
But this 2024 election is unpredictable, even at this stage of the game. I have no idea what November is going to look like at this point.
If he's alive, Joe Biden's going to be on the ballot. I don't think they're going to replace him. I think the fantasy, and again, the fantasy booking here is that you're going to get Big Mike, right? But I just don't see it happening. I think that they are cruising as is, and the people there don't want to lose their power. They don't want to shift out and have a different crew come in. Also, a lot of it is overlap with Michelle Obama. And would you rather argue with the president?
That's where I end up, because I think, just like you said, I think that for a moment, and then I go, wait, it's the same crew that's running the show now.
Yeah. She doesn't. I don't think she wants it. I really don't think she wants it.
I don't think she wants it either. However, I think that she is. I think somebody can convince her, hey, remember how awesome life was when you were the first lady? You can have that again.
I think she's got it better now. I really do. Like, you don't have to worry about going to events, and you have a lax schedule. I don't think Michelle Obama is one of these go-getters, man. I just think that she's like a chill person with her couple $100 million now.
Okay, so all right, no, that's a good, totally plausible argument. However, I wonder if I wonder if Donald Trump securing the nomination has anything to do with the left going, oh my gosh, we got to get somebody in there to beat this guy. Or also, if they are going to replace Biden, I think Gavin Newsom erased his name from that possibility with him getting killed in the debate with DeSantis.
Yeah. I think he would have been the guy if he didn't do that.
And since he failed, I don't know. Well, it's going to be fascinating.
Democrats should have just run Nikki Haley. That would
have Democrats should just. I love it. Okay,
why not?
You gentlemen, you plan on watching the Super Bowl, Tim? I know David is. Oh no! What?
He said,
"What are we?"
Like I I don't care about it. I do like going to the VFW down the street from me to watch the last year. Like it was like, and I can't do it this year because of the diet, but it was like all you can eat. And like people made like all sorts of barbecue and like, it was like the best Super Bowl party ever. And it was at the VFW and you could smoke cigars in there and stuff. And like they had great drinks and stuff. And like, it only costs like $15 and it all goes to like veterans charities. Right.
That's
so
awesome.
like I think it might be up to a whopping 20 this year, but like I'd pay 40 or 50 to go do this thing. So you're hanging out with like cool people. You're welcome, by the way, Keith. If you're not, you're probably doing a family thing because you have a family. But like anytime you ever want to go, that VFW down the street from me. So it is the top grossing VFW in the state of Texas and one of the top 5, I believe, in the country. And it's
How do
always
they make their money then? Just stuff like that? Special
Booze.
events?
No, booze. They just, dude, one time I was there and they were counting the change out of there. They have like 2, maybe 3 pool tables. And in 1 week, they were counting out like $1,000 of quarters.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
wow.
no, that'd be annoying as hell, man.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's post 10454. It's the is it the airport? I think it's called the airport or something, VFW. But like it's the best, it literally is like one of the best VFWs, if not the best VFW in the country. And dude, their Super Bowl party, like I don't want people to show up because like I like it when it's like, you know, reasonable and not overrun.
Dude, Tim lives in El Paso, Texas. El Paso, by the way. That's the VFW he's referring to.
Yeah, right. The El Paso, yep. It's awesome. Like I mean, they barbecued, I don't know how many briskets, and like just it was like every smoked meat known to man and wings and everything, and it was like $15 last year.
Yeah, that sounds
all
incredible.
right.
Yeah, sounds like a great time.
I might go and not tell you that I'm going because you just said you're not going.
No,
right?
we're gonna go. Al wants to go. If she's not sick, still we're gonna go, and then
Super Bowl party. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Because
right, well,
again, like I don't care about the teams either, or Taylor Swift or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to these. Yeah. Are you a Swiftie? Come on now.
Come on.
Hold on. I love this. Wombat Mommy has a question, several questions for David. So David, how are you? Has life been treating you well? Anything new going on in your life? David, take the floor.
Unfortunately, I don't speak as much as I'm not used to it. I do a recorded show, so I only do what I need to do. And I don't, but life's good. I'm enjoying life and I'm able to work and make money. So I'm happy.
And you recently moved from New Jersey. You got out of there.
Yes. I actually,
do you enjoy life better where you're at now?
I'd say it's different. I would definitely say it's different. I've maybe a little bit better, but in Jersey, I was still at my parents' place. So now I have my own house in West Virginia now. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a whole different world, different form of responsibilities and stuff to do. I'm very
welcome to
adulthood.
Isn't it fun?
Be careful. Yeah. No, it's something. It's something. I've had to deal with clogs and a bunch of other things already.
Oh, home ownership is the best. So fun too, especially when your pipes are half frozen and you find yourself crawling through the attic looking for it's fun stuff. Okay, so I'm a gambling man. I don't hide that fact. And Super Bowl prop bets are a thing. And what a prop bet is, just a silly bet like what color is the Gatorade going to be at the end of the game? Something along those lines. And you can guess, I put money on orange or red. But anyway, listen to this Super Bowl prop bet. Which commercials will be shown first? Like you can pick which brand you think. I mean, that is.
Can't you call the network and get that figured out? Like if you know somebody.
I'm so glad you said that, because that is what's going to happen. Because 20 years ago, when Pat and I did a show in Houston, we had a sports writer come in and they were doing the celebrity boxing thing over at Fox. He had a buddy that worked at Fox who told him how it was going to end. I put money on that and won several $100 because I knew what was going to happen, which is exactly how this thing's going to go, Tim. You're absolutely right. Now, go ahead.
I was going to say, so like DraftKings does WWE too, right?
Yes, which is ridiculous.
So
I don't get that.
So I will say this, and I will never do it, but I should. One of my friends is on the creative team, and has the script right when it goes in. Like I never ask, right? Like I just always like when Vince was there, like I asked about like how obnoxious he was to work with, but other than that, I don't care. But like my friend has the script. Like, and I know that it changes, and I don't know how early they give it to him when it's finalized, but like, I could have all the WrestleMania picks and make $1 gazillion.
I don't know how these. websites don't just lose money just off of people who know. It just takes one bet, man. Just takes getting it right. And there's one, and I don't know if they do this on WWE, but on the celebrity boxing thing, the guy who was telling us, Ken Hoffman, he was saying that they do record an alternate ending. So that's why there's just that little bit of doubt just in case, you know. But anyway, I don't know.
Live. So the other one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So see, bro, you got to get on this, man. You got to make some money. Okay, gentlemen. I'm going to take your bets on this one here, okay? Prop bet. This is a top 10 weird prop bets for the Super Bowl. Number 9, Reba McEntire. What color will her hat be? So without showing you the odds yet, David, what color will her hat be? And I'll tell you how much you stand to win.
I'm going to go brown.
Ooh, 350 to 1. That's the second lowest odds.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a good bet. I mean, because it's a simple color.
Yep.
Okay, but it is Super Bowl. Could be crazy, right? Tim?
I don't think she goes with any of the team colors.
Red, because you can get both teams in with red.
Yeah, oh, look at you. That's the lowest odds, 225. Yeah. So anyway, green is the crazy one at 3,000. So there you go. Okay, temperature at kickoff. Well, hell, just look up the damn forecast, right?
Yeah, really.
So you got like the lowest odds, you know, is 51 to 60 degrees. Are they going to have the stadium open? I mean, Vegas is retractable, right? Surely.
I think so, yeah.
Has to be. And then anyway, those are fun. Just up to, again, is 32 to 42 degrees.
It's going to be like, it's actually going to be cold there.
Is it really?
It's going to be 54.
Let me
54.
On Sunday, it's going to be between the low of 37. So that's pretty low.
Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, you might actually have a, well, what time does the game start? I don't even know what time the game starts.
It will kick off at 3:30 Pacific time.
There you go.
So, I mean, it's probably going to be like 52 degrees.
High of 54, yeah. So it'll be maxed out right about that.
It'll be close.
All right. Yeah. This is hysterical. Oh no, I skipped one. I gotta get.
I'm in all these. This is where you get me interested in football.
Oh, okay. All right. Will Rob Gronkowski make the 25-yard kick of destiny too? Before you answer, am I the only person who saw last year's stupid commercial where he misses the kick, but then everybody celebrates like he made it, like they got the wrong script, and he is like all miserable and overacting. I can't believe I missed his $1 million kick, and everyone's like cheering around. It was the dumbest thing.
Unless everyone wanted him to miss. I don't remember everything about it, but I remember that. Yeah.
So anyway, 25-yard kick, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Tim will like this one. What will be the first Las Vegas landmark shown during the CBS broadcast? You've got several options. You've got obviously the Eiffel Tower at Paris.
I think the Sphere.
What was it?
The Sphere.
I think it's the Sphere. Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's either the Sphere or the Welcome to Vegas sign.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Showgirls. Let's see. Fremont Street Light Show. Mirage Volcano. Venetian gondolas. The Sphinx. The Luxor Pyramid. Oh, maybe the Bellagio. Right? They got the fountains. That's not on here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there we go. Okay, so this is interesting. I didn't know until I read this article. This was called an octopus. But will there be an octopus? So when did you know what this is, David? Because I've never heard this, but it makes total sense.
I didn't know what it was until I read about it, but yeah, it does make sense.
Wow, look at that. That is so cool. Thank you, Julie. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much.
Just to let you know, I don't get any of that money, Julie.
That's right. That's not happening. So, but you do supply me with free alcohol, so maybe I should consider giving you some money every now and then for your troubles.
For lunch for once. Don't I always pay for lunch when we go out?
Negative. So the octopus thing is when you score the touchdown and then the 2-point conversion. Makes total sense. The 8 points there. So will there be an octopus is a bet you could do. Okay. This brings back bad memory. In fact, it was this season right here, as a matter of fact. Super Bowl 33, the 1998 Atlanta Falcons played the Denver Broncos, and we lost. It didn't help. Now, granted, I thought we were going to lose, but it didn't help that the night before that the Christian leader of the team, Eugene Robinson, was on his way back to his hotel where his family was, on his way from receiving an award. He just received an award from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. for being a good role model. And then he solicited an undercover police officer, female cop, for oral sex. And anyway, here's the headline: arrested or caught with an escort. Will there be an NFL player arrested or caught with an escort?
No.
So there you go.
I don't see anyone on these teams getting caught with that. Maybe some other teams.
Yeah, but so the way the story goes is Eugene Robinson comes back to the hotel, and like the news starts to spread among the Falcons players, and half the team didn't sleep the night before. Granted, I know Broncos fans, you guys still would have won. You were the better team. Not the point. Taylor Swift props. Oh gosh, listen to this stuff.
How many times will she be? How many times is she on the screen? Would be a good one.
Or like longevity of time and cumulative.
Right, was the longest shot. That's a good. It's about her hairstyle, her outfit, where she'll be sitting, with whom will she be sitting, if her flight from Japan will be shown. I mean, stop. So let's see. Travis Kelce's brother. Hold on. Travis Kelce. Will he propose on the field after the game? Stop it.
No.
Stop it. Let's see.
So
unless his brother
it's sponsored by Pfizer. That would be amazing.
He holds up a vaccine. Yeah. Holds up a needle.
Let's see here.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Time out. So Julie's got a good point here, and she's your super chatter. So we got to hit her it. Is Taylor Swift in Japan?
Yeah, she's doing a concert there, and she's going to fly back. Now, I originally heard that she was going to arrive back like 5 a.m. Las Vegas time.
Are they going to WWE this stuff where like she shows up in a limo and they show her pulling up mid game?
If she pulls up mid game and the Chiefs are down, they come back to win, then I might have to be off of it. Like I watch WWE because I know what it is. If that happens, then I'm just
who's in the limo? Who's pulling up in the limo?
Is it? It is.
Yeah. How many times did that happen as a kid? 1,000.
So her future brother-in-law, Jason Kelce. Will he take his shirt off? You can buy that.
Yes.
Do that. Okay. And will he shotgun a beer? That's also. And then the last crazy prop bet for your Super Bowl 58. Will any 49ers or Chiefs player be caught gambling in Vegas?
Are they allowed to gamble? Are they allowed to do table games?
That's a good question. David, Google that. Yeah, that's a good question because obviously they can't on the NFL, but I wonder if they could.
Yeah, why not?
Oh.
Sure they have to be able to because Gronk used to go and bet on. Remember, he would always bet on like the Kentucky Derby and come out with a pile of money. They have to be able to bet on other stuff.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
NFL strictly prohibits everyone in Las Vegas on Super Bowl business, including Niners and Chiefs players, from doing any kind of gambling at all.
Huh.
Get out of my
So if
face.
they're not there on official business. So like once the Super Bowl's over.
Yeah, I guess
like
once the season's over.
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be fun. Do you guys like the Olympics every year, summer, winter? Do you have a preference? Do you care? You don't care at all, do you?
I don't really watch.
Neither
much.
of you.
Nope.
Okay. Well, I just thought it was cool that the medals this year are going to have a piece of the Eiffel Tower, which I don't know. I just think that's cool. Maybe it's just me, but because
where are they taking it from on the Eiffel Tower?
They refurbish it, and so they've got. And I don't have a picture of
hunk of bolt out or something.
Yeah.
No, they have taken it and like really flattened it out, and so just imagine. I don't know, for lack of a better way to describe it, imagine the metal, and then kind of a thin piece in a circle, like half of the metal is like glued on it. You know what I'm saying? So it looks pretty cool, I think. So, but if you guys don't care about the Olympics, then we don't have to.
I'm looking it up now.
Okay, yeah.
That's a significant hunk of crap in the middle of the metal.
Yeah, let me know when you have it
That's
ready.
a lot. Oh, you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, sure. Might as well.
Yeah, why not? It's about time somebody produced a show for you, huh?
Thank
you.
All
right.
Appreciate that.
There you go.
Look at that, huh? That's really cool.
That is actually pretty cool.
It is.
So
I still don't care.
You still don't care. I like the Olympics quite a bit, but I'm not obsessed with it. But it's almost appointment watching for me in the Winter Olympics. The summer, it's just kind of like on, if I'm somewhere, and then that's cool. But anyway,
aren't they adding flag football to the Olympics?
Are they
I
really?
thought I saw something about that.
Are they really?
I didn't know. Huh? Didn't know that. All right, you guys ready for some rapid fire?
Sure.
This is where you rapidly answer questions that I
It's not going to happen.
present. Okay, let's start. We're going to go David first. Next question, Tim first. We'll alternate. Okay. What's your dream car, David? If you could own any kind of car.
Lambo. I'm not a big car guy.
Yeah, I'm not either. I thought you guys might be.
Oh, I'd get an Ecto one.
Okay. All right. I want a Cybertruck, honestly.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what Ecto one is, Keith?
Not at all.
It's the Ghostbusters.
I almost said that. I almost said that, and now I'm pissed that I didn't.
Those things take it's like $200,000 to make them, and apparently they don't steer well.
Well,
how
can you actually catch ghosts though?
Yeah, he's got the $1 million question.
I only have prop replicas, so I don't have the ability to actually catch ghosts, but I would try.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Ed. Mm-hmm. I'm still reading the chat, by the way.
Thanks for reading the chat. I wish you could activate some comments.
PT Cruiser convertible. Give her $20 back. She needs it more than us.
Come on. All right, let's see here. Tomato. Tim, fruit or vegetable?
It's a fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, fruit.
Science.
It's science. That's a good justification there. Let's see. Hot dog. David, is it a sandwich?
No. I don't know why. I just never thought of it.
Then what is it?
It's a hot dog. It's a very specific type of weird meat that we indulge in.
Because wouldn't you call a hamburger a type of sandwich?
Yes, but I don't necessarily think of a hamburger and a hot dog in the same way.
Okay. Tim?
I won't answer this because that's a clickbait thing that losers on the internet do all the time on Twitter. Should I put ketchup and mac and cheese? No, you should off yourself. I forget we're on YouTube, so I have to be.
Tim, who is your favorite founding father?
I think probably Hamilton because he wrote the Federalist Papers and he was also a Puerto Rican rapper.
I'm gonna go Jefferson.
Do your own research.
Jefferson's a black guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Yes.
I never saw it. I only saw the Funko Pop things, and I only knew the one guy.
Look at that. See. Okay, David, favorite founding father?
Jefferson. Yeah.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would Jefferson or Benjamin Rush. I think because he's very important. He's everywhere, man. Mm-hmm. Let's. And by the way, look up when you're done here, audience, or maybe you want to open up another tab on your computer. You could look up Thunderclappers, Dr. Benjamin Rush. Thunderclappers. Tim's going to Google Thunderclappers right now and get back.
You might want to put Benjamin Rush after Thunderclappers. I don't know what you're going to get on the internet with that kind of phrase.
Yep. Okay, David, what is one item on your bucket list, sir? I don't even know that I have a bucket list. This isn't really a fair question. If you had one, what's something you want to do at some point?
Oh man, this is not rapid fire anymore.
Yeah, I know.
That one's a tough one. I don't know. I guess since I have a fear of heights, I should tackle it and jump out of a plane with a parachute. Jump out of a plane.
That's a good plan. You got to make sure it's a fully developed plan. Tim, what's something on your bucket list?
There's two, and I'm really close to both of them. So one is having my own network show, and the other is having my own bourbon brand.
Nice. I want to be made aware when either of those happen. Love to help you promote it. I mean, you've got like 400 million followers on Twitter, but
listen, Keith, I've been the next big thing for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I got you. Did you look up Thunderclappers, Dr. Benjamin Rush?
Yeah, I had it a second ago, but I figured one of you lazy guys would do it because I've been doing.
I'll tell you what it is. So when Lewis and Clark went on their little adventure westward, he developed these pills that had just a little drop of mercury in them. And so if they got constipated on the trail, all the explorers, they would take it and then boom, and clear them out. And they called them Thunderclappers. The cool part about that story is that recently, actually, they realized in some areas of the country, the Oregon the trail that they took, that that it was in some cases a mile off where they thought the Lewis and Clark Trail really was, because they found traces of mercury. And so they were able to go back and fix the trail and be like, oh, clearly it was a mile this way, being as evidenced by the traces of mercury we found in the stool sample. So, good stuff. I love history. Okay, Tim. Will America lighthearted? Don't forget, this is lighthearted and rapid fire. Just a yes or no. Will America break apart in our lifetime? Rapid fire, go.
I feel lighthearted.
No, it will not.
No, it will not. David?
I'm going to say no as well.
Okay. And I've already asked you guys about.
Can I ask you a question, Keith? Can I ask you a rapid fire? Jeffy or Pat Gray?
Oh, that's a good question.
In what context? Like at a buffet?
Who you got? Jeffy or Pat Gray?
Oh, if they fight? Oh.
No, I don't even know. I just like who you got.
Who you got? Yeah.
Who you got? Like, there's no like. I don't want to see them fight. God, I'd never want to see.
I didn't know what context we were talking about. We're referencing my day job, Pat Gray Unleashed, where I produce the show there. Love them both, Tim. Love them both. Oh, speaking of Pat, he doesn't like animal videos. So I thought what we could do is I like to bring them here to the show, and people send them to me. They tag me on Twitter or they message me. And so you got, hold on a second. Let me get this video ready. Should I go and look at the comments now?
Hold on, before you do this, Keith, I just want to say that like it probably screws up my Instagram algorithm beyond like they're already shadow banning me. That basically all I watch on Instagram are animal videos.
Good for you. Then you're a man with a pure heart, Tim.
I'm a beta male. Probably Andrew Tate would say I'm a beta male cuck.
Is there a specific animal that you like that you watch more than others? Like,
dude, I can watch like otter videos, all that, like otters, wombats, capybara.
Good for you.
I'm pretty much like.
I like the way pandas flop around. They look like they shouldn't exist.
Yes, you're right.
They're like, fun, right?
Stupid. But like Andrew Tate would be like, if you're not watching falcon videos, you're not a man.
Let's see. Can I zoom this in? Maybe. Did that zoom in on your end? I can't see. Okay, good. All right. Well, now I don't have to play. There you go. Okay. There's a baby elephant. Whee! You know, and then he gets drunk here. Oh, he falls down. Now look, he's embarrassed. Now watch what happens. He's embarrassed. He feels shame. He goes back to his mom. Isn't that adorable?
That's adorable.
Thank you for being a beta male. Oh, that was I loved that.
I legitimately smiled in the middle of that, and it wasn't because of someone harming themselves or saying something awful about someone. So it's like legit.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can get this to zoom in. I hope this doesn't cut off at some point here. I am not smooth at this process, as you can see. All right, this is a mama duck playing hide and go seek with her little ducklings. So you got the algae on top here. So watch this. Look. Oh, now the little babies are freaking out. Where'd mama go? Oh, hey, there she is, guys. Come here. Look at this, huh?
The waddling of the one in the front.
Oh, see ya later. Oh no, our mom's gone. What do we do? Oh no. I'm over here, dummies. That's adorable, right? Yeah, adorable. Yes. Okay, see. Got some people with...
You're not allowed to show this at the Blaze?
Oh, Pat doesn't like animal videos, you know?
Why?
So I don't know. He has no heart. I don't know. Ask him.
He's got Jeffy. Your pick is Jeffy.
Let's see if I can
sussed it out.
Yeah.
We'll say there's one comment that says a calzone is a pizza sandwich.
Oh,
true.
Well said. Well said.
True.
Okay. I want you guys to see.
Why are calzones so good?
Pizza sandwich.
That's a good question. Why are they so good? Period. I don't know, man. I like my pizzas and my calzones to cool off, though. So I have to pierce them, let the steam and stuff come out, you know, and just kind of cool down. I don't like it when it's too hot. Wah. All right, here we go. This is a Kung Fu cat. I absolutely love this video. So here you go.
This is wholesome.
I love the production element, man. They took their time. They really made that into something. Made me laugh, Tim. You're not laughing.
No, I said it was wholesome. I mean, it's nice.
You did.
It's wholesome. Okay. Now, you guys may or may not know this about me. While I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, Metro Atlanta, I went to school at the University of Nebraska. I've lived there. My wife's from there. I love the state of Nebraska. I think it's an underrated state. In fact, I've used the word, it has topography that people don't realize. It became a running joke at the Blaze. I think it's hysterical because I tried to explain to people that there is elevation. You get out west, the Panhandle, you've got Scotts Bluff. You can Google that. You can Google Wildcat Hills. The Panhandle is absolutely gorgeous. The Sand Hills. So I use the word topography, and it's just become a joke whenever I bring up the state of Nebraska. My coworkers like to make fun of me, but somebody made this, and this right here, this is brilliant. I love that shirt.
For you?
Yeah, they made a shirt for me. Listener made a shirt.
So nice.
It's very nice. I love it, and it's in Nebraska colors. University of Nebraska. I can wear it football Saturdays. Anyhow, that right there should be the new slogan for the Board of Tourism in the state of Nebraska, because they're getting rid of it. Because right now, the state motto that they share to the masses, they say, hey, Nebraska, honestly, it's not for everyone. So they poke fun of themselves. They have a little lighthearted, and they don't have oceans, they don't have mountains. So they're trying to come up. So I didn't know if maybe we could help the state of Nebraska on what their slogan should be, or maybe you come up with some other areas that need a slogan. Here's, apparently it was effective because they were ranking 50th as far as tourism goes, but now they're up to 41st place as far as destinations.
That's good.
Yeah.
They're moving on up.
Yeah. So and apparently they're targeting. I don't understand this. The article. Listen to this city or this sentence. The Windy City and Oklahoma City were targets of new state marketing campaigns in the past year that he said were financed by federal coronavirus funds. Well, first of all, that's a whole nother issue in of itself. We should probably discuss. I mean, what are you doing? What? First of all, there shouldn't be coronavirus funds to begin with, but then you're spending them on tourism. But I love how they're targeting Chicago and Oklahoma City. It just seems weird.
Yeah, it's weird. That's interesting. Go for them.
What would, hold on, Chicago? What would a good slogan be? Maybe they should just focus on their town. What would you make a slogan for Chicago?
If you can survive here, you can survive anywhere.
I like that. All right. Any other places that need a slogan? San Francisco. You got a good one for that? Anybody? No, nothing you want to share?
I said mine earlier, and I can't say it here now. It involves AIDS and hepatitis, though.
You could fill in the blanks.
AIDS and hepatitis. Come to San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco. Relieve yourself here.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
That is a good one. That's a good one.
I had a little quick series once because I realized where I was. So I had a layover in Chicago once, and I just turned it into staying overnight because nobody stays in Chicago. This was a couple years ago. And like the W Hotel in the good part of town was like $55 a night. So I just stayed there for the night. Right. Yeah. So then I went there and like I walk in and it was right after the Jussie Smollett stuff, like right after he was exposed as a liar. And I say to the door guy, big black guy, I'm like, is this where the Jussie Smollett stuff happened? Like just jokingly. Yeah. And he like, I'm not going to swear, Keith, but he starts with, and he goes, the subway he went to is 1 block down to the left. And I'm like, wait, so I'm like in the Jussie Smollett story area. He goes, oh yeah, this is the neighborhood. And it's like a really nice part of town. And you realize like, so like where he was, I basically took the Jussie Smollett tour and like, I took pictures of like where like he was assaulted. And like, I went and got a tuna sub and just like he did. And it's the only like 24-hour subway, but it's like right by like Navy Pier or whatever. I was gonna say Navy Yard because it's DC, but Navy Pier is right there. Like, literally, like it's like the last place that anybody would ever get jumped.
Oh, I see. And you didn't even do it when it was 8 below or whatever the temperature was.
It was like -25, wasn't it? When he went
Yeah,
out, it was like
something like that. Yeah.
and he needed a tuna salad sub.
There's nothing like that's when criminals are on the prowl. They wait
Yeah,
until
I mean, it's prime time to go and actually hurt someone and mug them.
Well, that's when MAGA comes out.
Yeah.
MAGA comes out, as you know, MAGA comes out at night with their ropes and their bleach.
Yeah.
They start going after.
that guy. What? Okay. All right. Any underrated states you guys want to discuss here? I wrote a list.
Kansas.
Do you really? Okay.
My favorite whiskey bar in the entire country is in Wichita, and I won't tell you what it is on air. I keep it close to my chest because they have the best selection and like it's the cheapest. And I've never there's just nowhere better in the country. And so like I will vacation in Wichita. I will also hang out in Guthrie, Oklahoma, which apparently at one point was the capital of Oklahoma, and all the like, is it Masonic? I think all the Masonic lodges are there in Guthrie. And like, so like there are little places I would like hide out. I haven't been there with Al, I don't think. I did that's right, Wombat Mommy. It was just funny. Like, so I've traveled the country a bunch, and I did it during COVID. And so I got to learn a bunch of stuff. And when I had on Roger Marshall, the senator from Kansas, and I started popping off stuff about Kansas, like little local places that I'd been to on radio, like he was so shocked. Like we ended up like kind of, I wouldn't say we're acquaintances, but like when we're in the same town, we do lunch now. And like we did lunch up in Wichita last time I was there, because he like literally was like, holy crap, you come up here? And I'm like, yeah, like it's fun. I like it.
Yeah, he's amazed.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, so if anyone gets a chance, I just wanted to shout out to New Mexico, Montana, Idaho, and Colorado. I just love those states. I love anywhere in the
people know to go to Colorado, though.
Yeah, I know, but those are states I love. Those are states I love. Anywhere in the mountain time zone, you can't go wrong, unless it's El Paso.
David, you got a state? Like, what's your?
I haven't been to many states at all. So honestly, this is more recon for me. I get to learn what states to go to.
He's got a state of mind. I really like Vermont in the summer. And I've had to have talks with my fiance, whose family is from there, that I never want to go there again during the winter. But I will go if you want to go for Thanksgiving and Christmas, no thanks. They can come to us. But if you want to go like in August, game on. Like I'm there all day long, because like it's just like the perfect weather, and you can walk along Lake Champlain and stuff like that. Like up in Burlington, it's gorgeous.
Hang on, we're gonna experiment together here. That's this.
Oh boy.
Oh, cool! I can go straight. I don't have to take one off the screen to put one up. I'm learning.
Not only does Pennsylvania have historical sites, but they also have like Utz potato chips, where you can give yourself a self-guided tour, and Snyder's pretzels.
Oh,
and
Hershey's there too, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, Hershey's is there.
Is Snyder's pretzels is that the pretzel place in the Amish country or no?
Snyder's of Hanover, Pennsylvania. Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't. I can't remember what it was about. That was a disappointing stop. Sorry.
Well, no, look, I liked the Utz plant because you could go, and I did Gettysburg a bunch back in the day, because it was like an hour and a half from where I lived in Baltimore when I was at law school. And I used to go up and like just hit the antique stores, and then you get a self-guided tour and just watch them making potato chips, because like they know not to bore you to death with talking at the Utz plant. They're like, just walk through it. Look, we fry potatoes and take a little bag at the end.
Potatoes.
Smart.
Yeah. There we go. Underrated state, South Carolina. I've lived there for 5 years. I love the Charleston area. Absolutely.
Why are all of their elected officials weird or gay?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because you away from Denver. Yeah.
Just kidding. Tim Scott's engaged to a woman.
Yeah,
definitely. A real one.
Yeah.
She's got all the parts.
She's got all the parts.
Got everything he's ever looked for in a woman.
Hold on, I'm having a moment here. Colorado, we need a slogan or something. I can get this. Hang on. Get high while you're getting high, and you show the mountains. Something. No. Colorado.
South Carolina's slogan is Tim Scott's totally straight. Stop asking questions.
That's South Carolina.
Stop asking questions.
No. Hold on. South Carolina. What are you, a cop?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I found this fascinating, even if nobody else does. This article, hold on, I've got a visual. I don't have the visual of the what we needed earlier, but let's see. This super creepy close-up of a moth. Huh? You ready for this? Here we go. And Mothra, you're on the screen. Go. Okay, so there's an up close picture of a moth. Kind of cool, right? So
Yeah.
I just think this is interesting. There was a study. Now, here's another topic. Who paid for that study? You know it was you and me. I tried. Yep. I could not find who funded this, but you know it was you and me.
Yep.
You went to work today. You had a long week at work to fund a study that told us once and for all that moths are not attracted to light. No. So let me just read this is a CNN story. Let me just read these 3 sentences here. The insects are not actually drawn to the glow like moths to a flame, as the old saying suggests, but rather trapped in a disorienting orbit around the artificial light by using motion capture cameras and filming with infrared illumination so as to not disrupt the creature's vision. Lord help us. The researchers showed that when the insects flew around a light source, they were tilting their backs toward the light and keeping their bodies in that direction. By maintaining this orientation, the hapless critters created odd orbits and steering patterns, according to the study. Gaining a better understanding of the impact of artificial light on these winged creatures is crucial as light pollution. Here we go. Light pollution, increasing role in the decline of global. Right. Thank you. But hold on. So it's not that they're drawn to it. It's that they're just dumb when they get near them. I don't understand. But we paid for this. You know, we did. So anyhow, I did find it somewhat interesting, though, that they're not drawn to it. They're just flying by, and all of a sudden they freak out and they can't get out of the orbit. They're just kind of trapped there because they're confused. They're stupid.
We smoke our cigars out back in the summer. Well, all the time because we don't smoke in the house, outside of our garage. And because we don't have a yard or a porch, and we get a bunch of random moths and stuff. And all I know is I bought extra bug lights and I've cut the little bars off of them so the moths can get into the bug lights and long time cook themselves. Because moths are annoying. They're stupid.
And I didn't need a big study to tell me that moths are kind of dumb. I don't need a lot of money in order to figure that out. Yeah, you can just see it happen in real time.
I tell you. How do we do this? How do we spend money on stuff like this?
At least they didn't find a disease that moths had that they tried to see if they could kill humans with. You know, that's a new one.
Thank you.
I haven't done that.
Gain of function Mothra disease. Yeah.
Mothra.
Have you guys ever
in the Ukrainian lab, by the way? Sorry, OG Thor, that's funny.
Wait, what did he say? Yeah. Okay, so have you guys ever lost anything of value that I just don't want to hurt your heart retelling it, but anything because I've heard stories of in fact, one of my at the mic conversations, Jerry Grantham, I think somewhere in a landfill somewhere is 4 Bitcoin that he owned. I mean, it's not quite the guy in Britain who lost millions of dollars in Bitcoin, but still, that's a lot of cash. So I've got a story here about a lady who lost her engagement ring or something like that. And so the sanitation workers, they were like, okay, we'll dump out the trash and we'll look for it. And sure enough, here is hold on. Let's see if I can get this. Look at this. They look at that trash, man, just piled up there. Look at that. And then they found it. They found it and all that. Yeah. First of all, I just want to point out that fingertips, this is a little thing of mine. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Yeah. Well, okay, I'm not even talking about the thumb or the top digit. I'm just talking about my pet peeve is fingertips running together, rubbing together. I don't like that.
What?
Yeah,
I was talking about how weird that finger.
I know what you were talking about. Did you want me to put that? That was strange. I didn't even notice that at first. But anyhow, they found her ring. Congratulations, deformed thumb and all.
Yeah, really.
Whatever that was. But anyway,
How much do you think that ring is worth, though? Let's be real. What is that like?
I'm glad you're asking, because I want you to look at these guys, right? Because there she is with the ring, and these guys right here. You know that neither of them are getting a big reward. Because look, the guy on the left, she does look like Chelsea Clinton. You're right. But the guy on the left is like, why am I here? Why am I posing for this picture? If this lady had written me a check for $1,000, I'd be smiling for real. But really, I just want this over. But do you think you got to give somebody something? The story does not say anything about a reward or anything that she thanked them and wrote a check or something. You got to. How much is that ring worth, do you think?
I don't know.
By the way, I went to
diamonds on that thing. See that? And then a deformed.
It's small though. It's really thin.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, whatever.
So, and it depends if they're lab diamonds or not. You have to remember, I'm probably of all of us here, I'm the one that most recently bought a diamond ring.
Isn't it fun?
And no, I mean it is. So the ring that I got. Sorry, my nose is going crazy. It's not cocaine. Sorry, I'm not Hunter, but
joining us on the podcast,
or some other conservative commentators who really looked wired lately. They're on another channel though. They're on Rav. So I learned lab diamonds are way cheaper, and I learned. So here's a tip: if you guys are out there trying to buy a ring, David, are you engaged or anything yet?
I am not.
All right, if you ever get engaged, do not go in and be like, when they ask what your budget is, and you say like, say $9,000 to $10,000, they'll come back and be like, we got you a deal at $9,800, right?
Yeah.
So that's how they rip you off.
Yes.
So I went to like 6 places because I'm not a dummy, and the last one I went to was by accident because what I was looking for Al, which is 3 carats and whatnot. Originally, they quoted me at like $29,000. Cool. Then, by the time I was finished, I got it for less than a quarter of that because, like I priced it out. I don't care about lab. She doesn't either care about lab diamonds or whatnot. But the final place I went into by accident said, "What are you looking for?" instead of "How much do you want to spend?" And when I told them what I was looking for, they pulled it out. They pulled something out and gave me a price, and I was like, "Oh, well, we can do bigger then if that's the price." And then they like doubled the size of the stone on the middle and said if we go any bigger, it'll look gaudy like my Jewish grandma and like her jewelry. And so we settled on a thing, and like I cannot believe. And even then, so there was a place in Grapevine here in downtown Grapevine, this like old jewelry store that has been in business forever, and they did the shtick where they were like, "What do you want to pay?" And at that point, I said 12 to 15,000, and they came back like I think it was 14.3 or something like that, and I got a bigger diamond for less than half of that, or almost less than half of that.
That's bigger incredible.
One. Yeah, but it's a scam.
I will say,
a scam.
Yeah.
Okay, so exactly. There's a jeweler in downtown, Old Town Keller, they call it here, and you got to get. I don't live there. I live way out west. Okay. I live out in El Paso, New Mexico. I drive.
But if you live near there, that Michael's Tobacco, the fact that we've never hung out there is a problem.
Okay, well, I guess we gotta. I'm not familiar with that. So, if you need a jeweler, it sounds like you got a great one. But if you need a jeweler, this guy in Keller, Texas, Williamson's, he is such a nice guy, and he's so honest. And he showed me. He's done this multiple times. He's shown me his like book of. This is where, blah, blah, blah. And then he talks about the big name jewelers and how they jack up the price. And he's like, I can't compete with them at that price. And I'll just tell you right now. And he showed me the book or whatever. It's like, I could do this cost half of this, like it's just like you're saying, exactly what you experienced. And he's so honest. And it's like, I feel it's one of those things where I almost feel bad because he's being too honest. You're like, okay, bro,
But the place I went to wasn't a big jeweler. The place I went to is just this family-run place that's been around since like the 80s or 90s.
And that's what you got to do. You got to find a place like that. A place like this.
Something? This is I have to watch myself from swearing now. I'm gonna have to. Because the first place, of course, like all these people are like, you should go with this conservative business or whatever. I'm pretty sure these people are conservative, but like I don't care. Hey, Maggie Jones, I just got an espresso machine off the clearance rack at Walmart for $75. Oh
wow! Hold
yeah,
on, I gotta find.
I'm the master of the clearance rack, which is becoming a problem actually. Anyway, but these people were like, go to these conservative whatevers, go to the conservative. And they what are you gonna hose me? Like, I mean, these people were like, they were almost triple. And at some point, you're like, okay, look, whatever. I have a lot of problems with the parallel. You and I know about the parallel economy. I'm not a big fan of the parallel economy. This is usually a scam.
Yeah. Who's worse though? Who's worse dealing with? A jeweler, a car dealer, or a funeral home director?
I haven't had to deal with a funeral home director, but I'm gonna go car dealer.
Yeah. Oh gosh, have I ever told the story of the car dealer on the air here? First of all, Benjamin, did he find the ring? Follow up, Benjamin.
Yeah,
My grandfather was a sailor, lost his ring in North Atlantic, went back into the ocean. Sharks in order to get it back. Okay, I got to know how that ended up.
He rode an orca.
Yeah, and he's like, "Look what I found." So let me try to tell this story quickly here. I was at a car dealership, and so I was the only customer there. It was at night. It was raining. It was cold, and this was a few months ago. And I'm talking with the guy, the salesman, and the manager invite me back to like the little clubhouse that they have behind a locked door, and I tell him exactly what I'm looking for. I know what I want to pay. I know exactly all the specs, everything, color, everything. And he types in the computer. He's like, "Well, we have everything but the color, but we'll bring it around." And he goes, and he was just screwing around. He's like, "Hey, if you can guess the lock on that door, I'll give you another discount or whatever." I'm like, "Okay." And I looked at the business card and I went with the zip code, right? And I was wrong. He's like, "No, it's 12345." I'm like, ha. Okay, fine. So they take my truck back to assess its value. And again, I'm waiting for them to bring the other one up. And I sit down at these computers in the middle there. Remember, now it's dark. Okay. So I'm sitting at the computer. There's a salesman. So I'm sitting there and I'm going to another dealership's website. I'm looking to see if they have everything I want, including the color somewhere. And then they can just do a trade because dealers do this all the time. Then they'll get the sale. And anyway, and so I'm sitting there and I see this salesman who I didn't interact with when I was back in the clubhouse. And I see him in the reflection he's clearly zooming in on what I'm doing on the computer that's out there, the internet available computer. Looking over my shoulder, and I'm like, "You son of a bitch, I see what's happening back there." So I just watch him in the reflection, go over to the clubhouse, back behind the locked door, talking to the guy, the manager was all goody with me. And I'm like, wow, this is something else, man. So they bring the truck around for me to to look at. They bring my truck back around. That's what it was. And I go to the manager and I stand in front of that glass door and there's like 5 people in there and they're all refusing to look over at me. And I'm like, what is happening now? I got to get my freaking keys. And so they wouldn't let me in. And I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're like, "Oh, hey, all right. Didn't see you there. Didn't you?" So I tell the guy, I'm like, "Can I talk to you?" And I talk with the manager, and I'll need my keys also because my daughter's done. She was doing a thing and it was done. It was done early. No, it wasn't. It's like, yeah, her thing's done early. And so, so he brings me my keys. And then I go, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And he comes out there and first of all, he wouldn't even print up the thing. Every other dealer I had been dealing with printed up the whole thing, the specs and the price. Anyway, I'm going, "Hey, you had a guy spying on me out here." He's like, "Who?" "I'll find out who that is and I'll get rid of him right now." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna let you deal with it. You know who it was. He came and he talked to you." He goes like, "Oh, well, you were looking at another dealer and bro, you just said that you had no idea what I was talking about." I swear, these car dealers, man, they suck so much. I can't stand them. So anyway, that's a long way to the well just to tell you the car dealers suck. Ta-da! It's a newsflash. I know to everyone listening. But Tim, you recently bought a car. How'd that experience go?
No, it was like 2 years ago. It was a lemon. I returned it. Did I tell you the story?
No, you told me I'm talking about more recently. Tell me about the lemon one.
I haven't bought a car anytime soon.
What? I thought you did buy a car. I thought you were renting a car, driving it around, figuring out what you want, and went and bought one. Are you seriously?
No.
Hold on a second.
Just made that
we have our crappy car that we're keeping until it dies. We have a Honda Civic from like 2014. We're going to run that into the ground.
Oh, wait. Was this her car? Okay.
I bought it. I mean, we rented an SUV to come back from DC when we were driving the country.
Okay. I don't know. I just remember I gave you a ride to a car shop recently, and I thought that was your car in there. Sorry.
Oh. I mean, it was her car because I hit a curb with it and had to replace the rim.
You shouldn't have a car because you can't drive.
I can't. When I'm sober, I can't. When I'm drunk, I can. So it's a true story. I'm a great parallel parker.
I don't want to hear your attorney is on the line.
It's fine. Anyway, so no, she's busy like trying to hunt down. She thinks every brown person is Hamas now, and so she's like she's lost her mind. My attorney, my friend I went to law school with. She's Jewish. God bless her. And like, I'd be upset about what happened, obviously, in Israel too. But like, maybe stop going to the mall and accusing every brown person of being Hamas. Dead serious. Wow. Dead serious. Because there was some video, there was some TikTok video where like there was a guy who like hated Jewish people, and like he was apparently a security guard at Grapevine Mills, and so she got thrown out of the mall. Her and like these like concerned Jewish mothers got thrown out of the mall trying to hunt this guy down to get him fired. They had like the police were called on them, and they were trespassed from the mall.
Wow, I didn't hear about this at all.
No, it's not like news. Like it just like there was news that this guy made this video, right? Mm-hmm. But like my friend like has lost her mind. I literally, when she was trying to tell me this on the phone, I'm like, I feel like we're like a couple of weeks away from you accusing me of being Hamas. That's like where she's like, like I just like anyway. No, I had a car. I bought a lemon, and it was a Ford Fusion, a hybrid Ford Fusion, and from 5-Star Ford. Hi, 5-Star Ford. And I don't care because
I don't either. I don't either.
Sorry, I did it.
When I remember the name of the dealer I was dealing with, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, absolutely.
Continue. Sorry, I finally dropped an F after an hour and a half.
I
that was a long. I did a good job, Keith. Yeah. Anyway, so
I'm writing this down so that Rob can go and fix that later.
So it was a $22,000 car, and I'm glad I didn't buy it because car prices have gone down significantly since then. Yeah. And I plunked down $15,000, and I just wanted to have a mini loan and just whatever. Anyway, so I got this car, and the computer screwed up, and like so the backup camera like would just stay on, and like the computer and I don't know if you know about like Ford Fusions or not, but like you need that screen on to be able to like do like everything, basically the screen in the middle. Mm-hmm. And so I took it back the first time and they reset it. And I came out, it screwed up again, and then I realized so it looked like there was like a wavy line in it, and I thought that the wavy line was like a background, like part of the picture of the background, but it wasn't. It was like somebody had spilled something on it. And they have a 14-day, we'll take the car, 14 days or 1,000 miles, we'll take the car back regardless, give you all your money back. So like I took it back on day 3, got it reset. Day 8, the problem happens again. They're like, we're going to look into it. And I said, hey, the screen is warped. There's something wrong here. Somebody spilled something on it. I thought it was a background thing. Day 11, I drive back and they're like, oh, we can get the part replaced. We're having trouble because you haven't had the car for 30 days to get the warranty to come in so we can get the part for you. We can get the part for you on, and I like to do it with these days, on day 15, we can get the part for you. And I go, oh, that's crazy. Here are the keys.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. And you would have thought that I said something awful about the dealer's mom because he was so angry when they had to cut me the check for $15K and give it to me. He was so angry.
I bet, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. But no, I wanted that, dude. Like that car was busted. Like, and it was. I liked it. I wanted it. Like, but like no.
There's a follow up to our story of the orcas in the ring there, but yeah, man. By the way, it's Grubbs Nissan. If you're shopping for a vehicle, and
5-Star Ford and Grubbs Nissan.
Yeah. Stay away.
Hearst, Texas. Grubbs Nissan.
I do. I don't know where cars are now. Oh, sorry, Keith. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I got.
I don't know where cars are now, but like I was looking at for a little bit the Kia Sportage, like getting a Kia Sportage because they're kind of cool looking, and like there was a guy at this Kia, and like for a while before I met Al, I didn't have a car at all. Like I walk Main Street. When I need to get to a studio, I just take an Uber or whatever. I don't care because it's just easier.
Call
for
me for a ride. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever. I don't call you for a ride. But and it would keep me from like drinking. And it was pretty healthy too because I'd walk everywhere and whatever. I was the only person in Texas who had the money to get a car and just didn't want a car. So I finally caved and I was going to go over. I went like 40 minutes. It was like a 40-minute Uber over to this place to take a look at Sportages. This was just before I met Al, and I show up and they're like, "We don't have anything for you to test drive." And I'm like, "Why am I here?"
Yeah. Oh.
And then they had one, and I think at the time, the Kia Sportage was like, I'll say 33.5. We'll just say 33.5. And I'm like, that's cool. I mean, I think I'm in on that. I'd really like to have a car finally. We're going to go in. Mm-hmm. And he goes, hold on. Now we have to add the fair street market assessment to it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, and that's like another $4,500. And I was like, I'm done. I'm like above the MSRP. I didn't understand they were doing this for a while. And like they were adding more value. And like, no, I was literally done on the spot. And the guy was like shocked that I just like walked. Like I was ready to sign the paperwork. I was like, I'm in on this. He's like, oh, and by the way, there's another $4,000. He's like, we might be able to cut back that sum. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not paying above MSRP for a car.
Mm-hmm. Bro, hold on. Did you? What was the name of the deal? Oh, 5-star Ford. Texas.
But this is the Kia. I forget what the Kia one was.
You know that Texas Toyota place there on 114 in Grapevine near you. Texas Toyota. I caused a scene in there when their manager guy was such a. I said, I'm not paying for floor mats. I want the all weather mats. I'm not paying for them. Figure out a way to work it in the price. So instead of trying to, I guess, change the price and maybe make it absorb somewhere else, right? And try to pull one over on me. He's just like, no, I'm not doing that. And like point blank. My salesman was cool. He was nice, and I hated to have to do this to him. But the manager guy was just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, I'm paying you 40-something grand for this vehicle, and you won't throw in all weather mats? What the hell's wrong with you, man? And I had to go and get my keys. They weren't behind a glass door at this dealer. I had to go over there, and it got loud and it got ugly. He was the first one to be loud. Anyway, so my point is these dealers, they suck so much, but I don't know
why though. Like why? Like I feel like I don't know. I guess you deal with different people and whatever, and you want to make people feel like they're getting a good deal. But like somebody like me already like does all the research before I show up, and so I know exactly what I'm looking for and what I'm looking at. And so unless the price jumps like they did at that Kia, like I was ready to go. In fact, they had no stock at that point, which now they've got, I think, plenty, probably way too much, especially in used cars. Yep. But they had no stock at that point. And like literally they had just this woman who had reserved this Sportage that was sitting there, had it reserved for like 3 months or something. Remember it was taking a while to get cars for a minute, Keith? You guys? So like she like literally called out and was like, while I was there, this wasn't like a setup because they would have let me drive it. And they were like, oh, she like canceled her order for this car. So if you want it, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then they went to add on $4,000 and told them to shove it. No. I mean, that's like where all their commission is, right? That's probably where that goes.
I don't know. Just don't treat me like garbage, and hold my keys hostage. That was the issue with the guy at the Toyota place. And when I went into the room, that again, Grubbs Nissan learns to put behind a locked door, then they give you the code. But the Toyota place, like I went back over there to where they have the counters. Sir, you cannot be over here. What are you talking about? I mean, I cannot see doing business like that, regardless of what profession you're in, man. And by the way, I wanted to say though, when Carvana, there's a buddy of mine who had ordered a vehicle through Carvana, and it like 6 months later, it still hadn't arrived, and they were paying his rental car. And so he's like, wow, 6 months at least that I've had so far. And I don't know how long it took him without a car payment. Yes, please. And I thought, oh my gosh, these Carvanas that are everywhere are going to stay empty forever now. Yeah. If that's how they're doing business, where they're losing money hand over fist, I'm surprised now when I drive by the one that's on my way home from work. I see it, and it seems fully stocked.
You ever go by that CarMax? There's that one big CarMax outside of Dallas, or is it Fort Worth?
I don't know. Where's
their parking lot couldn't be more full.
See,
it's like they're dead in the
rebound.
Water. Yeah,
that's good. Okay, well, and I thought this was interesting here. We've had a Ford Fusion in the family since 2011 with no problems. I've never heard that about an American car. I'm being sincere.
The Ford Fusions are good.
Very good, very good. All right, guys. I got a couple more stories here, and the more I think about it, they're just kind of lame. I just
yeah. Well,
I pulled them, and then I'm just like, I'm looking at them while we're talking. I'm like, I do want to show you this. I think it's kind of interesting. Let's see here. There's a story out of Britain where they were getting ready to build a huge warehouse that's like 60 feet high. It's how many square feet is this thing? I gotta tell you this.
They turned it into a mosque.
160,000. No, that
wouldn't be surprising.
That'll be a year from now. That'll be the follow-up on this story. Okay, fine. You don't want a warehouse in your backyard? Then get ready for the morning prayers.
Yeah.
So look, I want you to see this. What they did is they went and they talked to people on this street saying, how would you feel about a 60-foot high, 160,000 square foot monstrosity, literally in your backyard, feet away from your house? And what they did is they went to the wrong street. So the people they went and they talked to, they were like, yeah, I don't care if it's over there on whatever street. They went to the wrong street. They didn't ask these people. They asked people a mile away. And they were like, oh, yeah, you're going to build it over on whatever road?
You didn't care.
I don't care. So these people literally in these houses wake up one morning and there's a metal framing going on right up against their backyard. Look, it's right there. And they're like, what? And so there's like no recourse. I looked at this article and the town's just like, yeah, our bad. That's it. Your government at work.
And it kept going. No doubt.
And it kept going. And yeah, so it's like Houston though. Houston, Texas really doesn't have many zoning laws or ordinances. And
do
so
they have
this kind of stuff,
because the trash on the streets is insane. Everywhere you drive in Houston, there's trash everywhere. Like this would be an upgrade for Houston.
This would no, and this isn't tongue-in-cheek Tim Young here. This would actually be a nice layout in Houston, Texas.
Wow.
I cannot stand Houston. I've lived there. It's gross. The weather's gross. The people, you know what? Okay, David, close your ears for a second. When I lived in New Jersey, it's like the people just were so used to things sucking up there that they just didn't care. They lost the will to live. Toll road, yeah, whatever. High taxes, yeah, whatever. It's like no, you should be pissed.
There's a lot of cool. I was gonna say there's a lot of cool things in Jersey. They just the people just stopped caring about all the money you have to pay to be in Jersey. Well, there's plenty of things to do.
But see, when you complain to Houston about Houston to people that have been born and raised there, they don't see it. They're like, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of always been that way. It's like, no, don't. This is Texas, man. What's wrong with you? So, but West Jersey, though, I love West Jersey. It's almost like a cancer that is just spreading from the East Coast westward. West Jersey is absolutely beautiful with the rolling hills, and you still got barns out there, and the leaves change colors and stuff. But yeah, East Jersey is gross. In fact, though, let me just say this about Houston. And Carrie and I have talked about this. We've ranked all the places we've lived, and I think our list is identical. Charleston, South Carolina is our favorite place that we've lived. Here in DFW is number 2. And then we were terrified, though, when Glenn moved his operations from New York to Dallas. We thought, oh no, is Dallas like Houston? No. But what I wanted to tell you, David, is that we actually rank living in New Jersey higher than when we lived in Houston.
Good. I'll take a win.
Man.
Yeah,
you'll take a win. Yeah. But let's see. I was looking for I thought I had another picture of that factory thing and that.
So hold on. Anyway, a couple of things for OG Thor. Sheila Jackson Lee actually just lost the mayor's race. there, which is hilarious.
Yep, that's good. Yep.
And also, he says my friend will have an aneurysm. Actually, fun fact: one of my friends just died from an aneurysm a week ago.
Wait, that's a fun fact?
That's not a fun fact.
Sorry
Guy I
to
did
hear
radio
that.
with. One of the original guys I did radio with in college, but and one who else with.
Wow.
It
Was he
happens.
vaccinated?
That's what I think it was.
Yeah. I lived in Sheila Jackson Lee's district, as a matter of fact.
Love her cowboy
funny.
hats.
That must have been great.
No, different. No. That's you're thinking of so and so, somebody else.
Huh.
Cowboy hat representative.
No, isn't that's not Sheila Jackson Lee?
Mm-mm. No, that's David will Google for us. Cowboy hat, Texas Congresswoman. Let me know who it is, because then you'll go, oh, that's
exactly
right.
what I'm gonna put in.
Yeah,
Frederica
I guarantee
Wilson.
that. Huh?
Frederica Wilson.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think yeah.
I know it is because I typed in black woman cowboy hat Congress.
Yep.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. What I started to say is when we lived in Houston, in Sheila Jackson Lee's district, we lived in the 3rd Ward. And
The third world?
No, 3rd Ward, but yes.
Oh,
yeah.
The 3rd world of the 3rd Ward. You got it. And there was a gay couple upstairs. He was a white guy and a Hispanic guy. And then it was Carrie and me and Aslan downstairs. And then for about 4 miles in either direction, I mean, these were the only non-black people there, right? And this is where we lived.
Mm-hmm.
And this is pre-Obama, okay? And so before race tensions were artificially manufactured and to try to put everybody at everybody's throat, it was great, man. There was a lovely old lady across the street and blah, blah, blah. It was just, it wasn't a thing. Race was not a thing. Now, there was a questionable issue of a white prostitute lady that would walk by every day right in front. We're like, wonder what she's doing. And then there was an ice cream truck that would drive around. And Carrie goes, they're selling drugs out of that thing. Look at that. I mean, that is, that's what's happening there. I was like, really, you think so? Because I never went out to get ice cream when it would go by. 2 weeks later on the local news, that ice cream truck got busted for selling drugs out the back. I mean, that is awesome. But it's just, everything was fine there, And then we moved to the far western edge of Omaha, Nebraska. And within 2 weeks, I mean, we're talking, it was rural. It was nothing but cornfields west of us to Wyoming. And my car stereo got stolen from the apartment parking lot there. So you never know where crap is going to happen in America. But the fact that they would constantly reelect at such high percentage rates too, Sheila Jackson Lee, was just mind-numbing.
Is this not her that I have pulled up right now?
Hang on. No, that's Frederica.
Is that not?
No.
One of these isn't her?
I don't see her on there.
Do you see that I typed in Sheila Jackson?
Yeah, I do. I do see that. There's Sheila Jackson Lee, the red jacket on the left. The rest of these are not there. There she is on the right with the
all these racist websites that can't tell them
right. Google, what is up? I don't want to hear this. They all look the same. Google. Wow.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, Houston, Texas. What are you doing? You can
trash on the streets. Just like trash. Like when you go down there, like literal, just garbage just floating around on the streets.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it looks like now. But I mean, there's places in Houston
floating now. It's just stacked on each other, probably.
Yeah.
And the problem with Houston, when you talk about the trash and stuff like that, I mean, it's in so many different areas of town too. It's just, and like I said, it's always humid. It rains when it's sunny. I hate that stuff.
When you go down, I really like it when you go to a parking lot and they have to have 24/7 security guards, armed security guards in the parking lot for the hotel that you're in. That's where Houston. That's a Houston thing.
Oh.
The good hotels have security, 24/7 security, that are present. And yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe
I it's like the armpit of Texas.
That's exactly what I call it. I mean, we used to go to Galveston as often as we could just to get away from Houston.
What's crazy? So Good Ranchers, right?
Yeah, the food. Yeah,
the conservative meat company.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that they're conservative. Well, they are conservative, but like they didn't start as like, hey, we're conservative meat. They're a great company. They're based in Houston. I'm like, how are you guys? How? Why are you here? A massive office there. They're like probably the most reasonable employer in all of Houston. And it's like, how the hell are you guys here in this city?
I lived it wasn't nice at all. I lived in an apartment complex north of Houston. And I told this story. The guy, when we moved to Charleston, the news broke that there was a guy who killed his girlfriend and butchered her up, chopped her up, and cooked her on the grill in the parking lot of the apartment complex. Yeah, that's where we lived. That was fun. It wasn't even a bad place.
That's good.
Yeah, that was before we moved down to Third Ward to get away from all the crime, all the crazy stuff north of town. But speaking of north of town there, they've got the Woodlands, which is a very nice area. But it's like, I don't care. You're that close to Houston. It's not a nice area.
What's the area that gets robbed now all the time that's north of Atlanta?
Oh, Buckhead.
Buckhead.
Mm-hmm.
So like the Woodlands are just the next Buckhead. Like that's like
yeah, but they're even further out though. Buckhead's actually part of Atlanta. Yeah. And Buckhead though, that's where Ray Lewis didn't murder that guy.
Yeah.
Super Bowl
so Buckhead was, I don't know what they do there now. I had to go because I used to work for I was director of marketing for this big conservative company that was north of Atlanta, and so Buckhead was like on the way out. Like we'd stop. Mm-hmm. There was a Starbucks I used to stop in that was like the experimental Starbucks. That's how bougie Buckhead is. So like they were the first Starbucks that sold like wine and cheese, and like you could go in. I don't think they do that anymore because it would cost real money. Mm-hmm. But and actually the one time I ordered a large wine from the Capitol Hill, they did it a little bit on Capitol Hill in Pennsylvania Avenue, the Starbucks. And their large wine was a 30 ounce of wine. They literally poured the entire bottle of wine into it and put a straw in it.
Did you see how dramatic that camera got for a second? It was almost like Hawaii 5-0.
But Buckhead was the one like it was like one of two experimental Starbucks because they knew like, it's like the hub of white women there, bougie white women. And they would do like charcuterie boards and wine. That's where they started it. And then I guess now you get robbed in that parking lot. But
yeah, I don't doubt it. Honestly, is there any incentive to go to any major American city anymore? Like,
no, did you see the story about Atlanta where there's over 1,200 houses are being squatted right now?
Turned into strip clubs in the neighborhoods and stuff. Yeah. What fix your laws? If that's happening in your state, that should be an emergency session. That stuff. And it happens to guys will go away to war and come back and sorry, it's not your house anymore. What the hell? How does that happen in America?
Now, when you produce that for your morning show, does your host say like, Atlanta's got nice wings and they had David Justice in the 90s? Does he do that instead of okay?
David Justice. Wow, don't get me started on Braves baseball because the audience will be like, no, thank you. I don't want to talk about that. Because baseball season, man, pitchers and catchers report in less than a week.
Wow.
Tim, don't.
What?
I had a feeling. Sometimes I crawl into Tim's brain. I don't know where he's going.
No,
next.
I was going to talk about how I like finally broke down and went to a Rangers game last year. That was the last stadium in the major leagues I hadn't been to.
So you got to see them in their championship season.
Mm-hmm. I saw them when they eliminated the Orioles. I was at that game.
That's awesome. You are an Orioles fan, correct?
No, I'm not a fan anymore.
But you liked them when they sucked. Now that they're good, you don't like them?
I had season tickets. So my conservative parents, when I was a kid in high school, so like 98, I'm old. We could go to Beach Week and like all the kids would go to like Ocean City and get drunk and pregnant. Mm-hmm. And my parents had a genius idea. Hey, it's cheaper to get a 29 game plan for the Orioles for our kid instead of sending them to 5 days at Ocean Crappy City where he'll catch a disease and ruin his life. And so I ended up back in the day. I mean, we had a 29 game plan in the left field corner that was, I believe, under $1,000 because I used to pay for it myself. Like after that first year, they split it with me. And I would go to opening day and all the games. And so I was there like Cal Ripken's final seasons. I was there and loved it. And like I knew all the ushers and stuff and they let me move down and it was great. Like I loved it. I was a huge baseball fan. And then I ended up going to all the stadiums. I wrapped up when I worked for the Washington Examiner. I took a week and I did Seattle, Minneapolis, and Atlanta were the last three until this new stadium for the Rangers got built.
Yeah, that's the thing about making it to all the stadiums. It's like, do you have to take a stadium off your list once a team gets a new one?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that,
to.
you're constantly trying to play catch up. Really, David, are you a Yankees or Mets?
Yankees
or...
fan.
Yankees, yeah.
I am somewhat of a Yankees fan. I've fallen off of really keeping up a lot, but I have a ton of friends that just talk about it, so I can hear their depression from the past years, honestly, because they've gotten really.
I don't want to hear about it.
No, well, it's fair. But you have to understand what the Yankees fan mindset is.
I know. Yeah. So we used to have meetings every morning in my boss's office. He was a huge Yankees fan, and I'd have to sit there, and he had this big old poster on the wall of his office that showed like all 25 World Series trophies that the team had, and I was thinking, you suck. Come on now. I mean, that's a storied franchise, and wow, they but you guys are always at least competitive. It's not
the Yankees. This last year they weren't.
No, last year no. But
yeah, for half the year you could at least say, hey, you still got a chance. I'm saying they're never the Oakland A's of the league.
Are they still loading the baseballs for Yankee Stadium? Don't they load the baseballs for Yankees games? And like they load them for the they load them for the playoffs, the All-Star game, and Yankees games. Well, somebody did a study on that.
I knew playoffs and All-Star. I didn't know for Yankees games. Now I'm getting angry. Guys, anything you want to add here? I really appreciate you hanging out today and just shooting the breeze with me here. Don't forget our predictions here for the Supreme Court and the Trump thing. I don't know. When are they going to rule on that? Does anybody know, Tim? Have you heard?
I don't know.
Probably the day before the election. I don't know.
Print them up, y'all. Okay. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. Don't forget, you've got the Alex Cuesta show. There's the Twitter handle there. How often do you guys do a show, you and your brother?
We do it weekly, and it's guest-driven. So whoever the guest is that week, usually we try to cater topics and stuff to them, of course, if they want that. But, yeah, no, we do it weekly. Usually it comes out Thursdays or Fridays. Just depends on how busy we are.
I was a guest with you guys once, and I remember, and I'm still bitter about it. I cannot believe that I screwed up. I don't remember Deion Sanders wearing a red jersey. That still bugs me, man. Because of course I remember that. The problem is most of their games were blacked out, so when he was wearing the red jersey, that's my excuse. They were in Atlanta, and I had to listen to it on the radio. So Tim. So anyway, so look for the Alex Cuesta show wherever you listen to podcasts. Great show. You guys are very conversational. I really enjoy your stuff. Tim, I guess Tim runs his mouth on Twitter and
yeah, and I'm hosting a candidate forum tomorrow in Decatur and Wise counties for the congressional forum. It's up there.
You're way out here with me.
Is that where you are? What are you doing tomorrow? We're at a hold on. Hold on. I'm not good at this. I have to remember this guy's name.
Okay.
I'll tell you all about it.
Oh no. I recently saw a campaign sign of a guy running for sheriff or constable or something. If you put your name, my sample ballot is just out of reach. If you put your name in quotes, like a nickname in the middle, like Buddy Joe Stevens, done, disqualified. I don't vote for people that put their nicknames in the middle of their name there.
Yeah, no, here you go. I gave you the thing. I gave you the
okay.
I can do that because of science. And so originally it was moderated by Chris Salcedo of Newsmax's Chris Salcedo show, also the Salcedo Storm. And then they heard me ranting about how the Grapevine Republican Club sorry, I took it down. They heard me ranting about how the Grapevine Republican Club doesn't do anything in my town, and they sent me a nice little email and they were like, hey, would you like to come basically do 30 minutes before the debate? And then I think I'm going to have a phone call with Trump in front of everyone. That's what the Trump's supposed to call in, and I'm going to do
cool, man.
That's awesome.
And what time is that tomorrow?
Early. I think it's at 10. Hold on.
Okay.
Now you got me. Man, I took that down.
Better check that.
I literally closed the window. Hold on.
That's cool.
Here we go. It is at 10 a.m. at the Aurora Baptist Church in Aurora, Texas.
Oh, well, that's a good seamless segue into me telling everyone tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern, I'll be with Ed McRae, who is the Disney guru that we've been going through. It'll be part 6 of our 12-part series on saving Disney history.
Nice.
And Ed will be joining. So I won't be able to make it to your thing there. I'll be doing this, but
well, you're missing out because Chris
obviously
Salcedo is going to be there. He's from Newsmax and Salcedo Storm.
Salcedo, so yeah.
He's going to be there. So
noted. Is this thing going to be recorded? Can I watch it later?
I don't know. He's also on Newsmax too. When they're not showing the X Games, he's on Newsmax.
Tim, I hope you get
Newsmax too.
No, I can barely find Newsmax 1. I should not say that.
Everyone has Newsmax 1. They're so overwhelmed with entertainment on Newsmax 1. They had to move to Newsmax 2, Keith.
Right. Do they have
is there a Blaze 2? No.
No, sir. That's why I stopped talking. That's exactly why I shut my mouth.
Is there a One America Plus on top of One America where they show only the best of the week?
No.
And still their Christmas specials? Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes. I meant yes. All right, gentlemen. It was such a pleasure. I appreciate you making time. Thank you so much to everybody in the chat as well and for your comments. I'm sorry I'm not as good
to the chat.
Yeah. I'm sorry I'm not as good as Tim is at multitasking, but left brain, right brain, just a problem for me. Everyone have a great weekend. We will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Why did I lost it? I'm not even drinking. Have a good one, guys.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Dave Landau. There's a Dave Landau show?
Yeah, Normal World.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nobody listen. Hey, OG Thor, spoiler alert. Nobody from the Blaze wants me on their shows. All right. I love you, Keith.
I don't make decisions over there. Bye.
No, you don't. Bye.